Hi everybody, I want to show you one of my favorite arpeggio chord progressions that you can use either as a warm-up, daily warm-up for arpeggios. You can use it as part of a soleá for flamenco guitar, or you can use it as a second guitar part to solo over if you want to use it more in a kind of a jazz vein. This section of the soleá is from Vicente Amigo soleá titled Mezquita, which is a beautiful soleá. I recommend you check that out if you haven't heard it already. So a couple things to keep in mind. First of all, we're going to be learning this on capo 1. This is where Vicente Amigo plays it, so when you listen to the track and you want to play along with it, you'll be ready to go on capo 1. So a note about the capo, I would recommend learning it where it is on capo 1, position 1, but then after you learn it on a capo 1, switch up your capo position. Try it open, no capo, try it on capo 2, try it on capo 3. Just changing that up a little bit will add a little bit of variability in the way that you play the guitar, which is going to help increase the development of your technique and your musicality. So the other thing you want to make sure to do, the other two things are always make sure that you're practicing with relaxation. So make sure to get rid of tension, whether it's in your mind, especially in your body. Shoulder tension is common for the guitar. Obviously hand tension, get rid of as much as you can, right? You want to have just as much muscle activation as needed to make sure that your fingers can help you produce the sound that you want. So eliminate tension, don't play tense. Otherwise you're going to learn to play tense, and that's just how you're going to play. So the last thing is, when you learn this, make sure that you learn it slowly. So we want to focus on your speed. Make sure it's slow and it sounds really good, right? Make sure that the tone that you're producing for each string is what you like. And then as you get better at that, once you can play that slowly, then change your volume. So a little quieter, a little louder, change your position of your hand to change your tone a little bit. So a little bit toward the bridge to get a brighter sound, a little more towards the fretboard to get a rounder sound. All of those slight variations in the way that you practice will help you develop musicality and will increase the development of your motor skills, of your technique. So make sure to apply those, okay? So with that said, let's jump right in. First, let's look at the right hand finger order that you're going to be using. Now, two things. Make sure that your fingers are loose and light. So think of your fingertips more like hairs of a paintbrush rather than picks. And they could be soft hairs or they could be stiffer hairs of a paintbrush, but in any event, we want to brush the finger along the string to produce a good tone. If we pluck too hard, you're going to get that nasty pop. So think hairs of a paintbrush, loose and light. Even when you're playing loudly, you want to be loose and light. The other thing is make sure your fingers are going up, up, not out. So you want to engage all of your knuckles. Even if your movement is small, right? If you look closely, you can see that my large knuckle is engaged as well, okay? So, finger order. It's going to be, don't worry about the strings right now, we'll talk about that, we'll look at that when we look at the actual chords, but the finger order is going to be P, I, M, I, A, M, I, M, I, A, M, I, okay? P, I, M, I, A, M, I, M, I, A, M, I, right? P, I, M, I, A, M, I, M, I, A, M, I. It's 12 notes total, okay? And they're continuous just like that, all right? So practice that, just your right hand by itself first. So pause the video, do that very slowly. It's a little bit weird if you haven't done it before. Just make sure shoulders relaxed, hands relaxed, back is nice and straight and comfortable, and you're relaxing the guitar. Whether you're sitting on the left leg classical position or the right leg like I'm doing right now, flamenco position, it doesn't matter. Just make sure the guitar is comfortable. If you're sitting on the right leg, make sure the bottom of the guitar is tucked into your hip like mine is. You're going to be leaning forward a little bit. And if it's on the left leg, make sure again your shoulders are square. In any event, your shoulders should be square. Okay? So let's look at the first chord. First chord, got first finger, fourth string, right? Second fret. Actually, I'm not going to call the fret so you can see it in the video. And then fourth finger on the third string. This is an A minor add 2 chord. So strings 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, and 2. And here we go. P, I, M, I, A, M, I, M, I, A, M, I. That's the first chord. Then you add the second finger to the F. So this is fourth string, lift up the first finger. Same pattern, same strings. P, I, M, I, A, M, I, M, I, A, M, I. First chord again. P, I, M, I, A, M, I, M, Second chord again. Third chord, lift up the second finger, keep the fourth finger where it is, put the first finger on the sixth string, third fret, G. Now it's string 6, 4, 3, 2. P, I, M, I, A, M, I, M, I, A, M, I. Just one time on that chord. Keep the fourth finger where it is, move the third finger right above it on the fourth string, same fret, same string, 6, 4, 3, 2. P, that position. You want to prepare your second finger in the air right above the fifth string, because you're going to go like this, right? Just the second finger, then first finger on the fourth string, third finger on the third string, like that. Just those 3 fingers. It's a little bit of a stretch, so make sure if you don't want to be like this, you want to be a little bit angled to allow your fingers to reach better, rather than you don't want to reach this way. You want to reach by bicycling, right? So a little bit of an angle. It's going to be strings 5, 4, 3, 2. So here we're gonna kind of jump and slide, and we don't want to slide because we're gonna get that nasty sound. So just lift and replant your second finger on the fifth string, third fret. Okay, and then first finger on the fourth string, right, second fret. Now the fourth finger is going to be on the third string, fifth fret. All right, this is all relative to the capo, by the way, right? So strings 5, 4, 3, 2. P, I, M, I, A, M, I, M, I, A, M. Now on this last I, lift up. So we're going to be going to this shape, which is this funny F chord, and we're going to break the right hand pattern. We're going to do something different. So this is every other fret, string 6, 4, and 3, fingers 1, 3, and 4. So if you're new at this and this position feels funky, then move the capo up to your second or third, even fourth frets, so that your fret spacing is narrower, and that should feel easier. Another couple of things that you can do is lean forward. So see how I'm sliding and letting the guitar slide like that. Lean forward. That's going to open up space under your hand, straighten your wrist a little bit. Okay, and then play around with your elbow position, left or right. Okay, so find what works for you. For me, leaning forward works quite a bit. Make sure your lower back is straight. Okay, so here's the chord. Now the right hand pattern, I'm going to play it first so you can see it. P, I, M, I, A, M, I, A. Okay, so let me explain it. So P, I, lift the pinky, A, M, I. Now A on the second string, rest stroke, A. Move to the third string, second fret, M finger, pull off, fourth string, third fret, index finger, rest stroke. This is almost like a rest stroke arpeggio, sort of. Sounds like this, it looks like this. Okay, and then the ending phrase, these are all very common closing phrases or cierres in soleá for flamenco. We're going to go E chord, so this shape here on the left hand, and it's going to be 6th string P. Now strings 1, 2, 3, A, M, I. Move the thumb down to the 4th string, P, I, hammer on the 3rd finger. All right, so again, just that part, P, hammer on the 3rd finger. You should practice that just by itself. And then P, I, hammer on, P, I. All of these are going to be 16th notes. Okay, it's because of what's coming next. It sounds like this. Don't worry about the golpe if you haven't done that. If you're accustomed with the golpe, it happens when you play the 2nd string. Okay, if you haven't done the golpe, don't worry about it for now. So that whole pattern sounds like this, very slowly. you enjoyed that pattern, and just make sure to take lots of breaks, practice slowly at first, vary your dynamics, and all the other stuff I mentioned. Enjoy. Thanks so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.